Time to get into it, boys. WD-40 Phillip Island Super Sprint Super Saturday is over, and what a big day for these three back-to-back podiums in a couple of those races, and it's Red Bull's day. Jamie, we often say at the end of the day, it's a great day for the team, but when you make up 103 points in the team's championship and close the gap to be 185, that is a good day for the team.
Absolutely a good day for the team. Still a long way, so 180 points a long way, but we put ourselves into contention today. Big 150-pointer coming up tomorrow. So really, tomorrow's probably the biggest day of the year as far as championship goes. Not for me, of course, but for the contenders, and then certainly the team championship as well. So for me today, yeah, it's all about getting off the line. You know, we got a good run off the line. Car was good. Not much more to report.
You guys really have the advantage here right now. I know it's 185 points, but their driver lineup is obviously limited right now for what they'd want it to be.
Yeah, which is no fault of their own. You know, it's just the way it is. Right, it is where we're not going to lay down. We're going to do our thing. And unfortunately, they've had a hit. So that's Not much I can say. That's the way it is. But in saying that, Cam's doing a good job. It's he's going to get some great miles in before next year.
Hey, Chaz Mostert is the pole position award winner. You and Scotty shared that award last year. It's a pretty special one to win.
Yeah, especially not doing the last third of the championship. He was on an absolute roll. 10, yeah, 10, which is huge. I think we were only on 10 last year, so massive effort. Like to think we would have given him a good run from at the end of the year. Like to think he would have got many more than that, but who's to know? So no, I'm sure Chaz will wheel up to the podium on Monday night after Homebush, and feel well deserving to get that pole position award.
I don't think I remember a weekend this year where three drivers have stood out being miles ahead of the rest. It was just clear cut that you guys were so much faster than anyone. Is it going to be the same tomorrow?
Yeah, I haven't seen the race, so I don't know what actually happened. But so many corners. Yeah. You're a couple of hundredths quicker on a corner. It adds up quite a lot around here over 16 laps. So it's not as much as it actually looks.
We'll go over to Craig next. Blistering start in that first race. Just talk us through that one just quickly, and you had a pretty good rear gunner.
Yeah, I think that I tried to produce another one in race 2, but didn't quite get the launch that I wanted. But yeah, look, it's one of those things that is very difficult to get a V8 supercar off the line from a stationary start. But we've all got different techniques and the way and methods we go about doing it. And the first race worked for me. As I said, the second race used the same throttle percentage, but just probably didn't load the clutch up enough. And of course, got a reasonable start. It's good enough to still beat Frosty off the line, but not the front row like it did in race 1. But again, yeah, look, car was good in race 1. We made a few adjustments in race 2. It wasn't quite as nice, but of course we learn today. We fight tomorrow.
You did make up a few more points in the team's championship, but also the drivers' championship, and that's obviously the one that you want. How do you reckon Frosty's feeling, knowing that you've beaten him pretty hands down today?
Oh, look, there's no doubt that, as Jamie said, we're just focusing on what we can do, and if we can win races and keep the pressure on, look, who knows what's going to happen. The two things for the team obviously is the drivers' championship, but obviously Rowan's more important is the team's championship. So we've just got to do our thing and work pretty hard. The cars were fast today, like there's no doubt about that. And as you said, the three of us were able to pull, I think it was a couple of tenths or 3 or 4 tenths a lap on the rest of the field. And although you got to remember that short sprint races today, tomorrow we've got a longer race, so we obviously got to be very mindful of tyre wear and everything else. And we know Phillip Island is quite heavy on the tyre, and of course that's a challenge we all got to face. But today was a ripper day for us.
The conspiracy theorists arrive. Everyone's saying Shane Van Gisbergen, he'll be in Red Bull next year. He's trying to do you a favour by pushing Reynolds out of the way. That's all a bit of hogwash, isn't it?
I don't think Gizzy does a lot of favours for anyone. So, look, I think that he was just a bit annoyed with what happened at turn 1. I had a quick look at the replay. There was no contact in turn 1, but he obviously believes that Dave didn't give him the room, which, of course, we saw the end result. But, for us, again, we're just focusing on what we can do. James Courtney got on Insider last week and told everyone that it was going to help us win a championship. But, you can't rely on, we've just got to do what we can do.
Wouldn't it have been more helpful if Shane put another car in between you and Frosty anyway? So pushing one out of the way probably doesn't help you.
No, it doesn't help us, and if he gets penalised and loses his position, it allows Frosty to move up a spot. So look, it's all those things that again, we can't control what Gizzy does. The team will do a good job next year, but at the moment he can do what he wants.
It was entertaining all the same. We'll take it over to Scott McLaughlin. It was a pretty ripping day for you, mate. Another pole position with a cracking lap and a couple of podiums. Just can't seem to get onto the top step. It's been 12 months now.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that's okay. It'll come, but it's just good to have some speed and to be giving these guys a run for their money. I mean, everyone's been saying, or like you guys have been saying, it's good that we've got genuine pace and we're pulling away from the other guys. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to get my starts a bit right. Probably chucking in reverse is not the best thing, so I suck at it.
Would you have raced someone like David Reynolds in the same fashion that SVG does it? When you're not in a championship fight, are you worried about turning these guys around?
I've got no favours for anyone, so I think at the end of the day it's one of those things where I'm just racing my heart out. I want to win the race, and I'm sure Shane was like that as well, but I'm not really going to comment on the incident.
Tomorrow it's the Sunday pace that's almost been lacking, but if there's one thing that'll help you, it's hard tyre only. You don't have to worry about hards and soft. Are we going to see another Sunday miracle like last year?
Oh, be nice. I think we've got a good enough car to have a win, and I think it's just a matter of just trying to get our strategy right, which haven't been the best at the last few races, but I think moving forward it's just good, like I said, it's good to have some pace and we're there. So at the end of the day, if it all turns out to be alright, I'll know I'll be driving the ring out of it, so we'll see how we go.
Alright, good luck for it tomorrow. Any questions from the floor?
Times. How nerve-wracking is it to be so close, but still with it not clinched?
Yeah, it's big pressure, no doubt. It's big pressure. I'm sure he's every minute of the day he's thinking about the championship. So I think he's doing a good job. You know, he's backed it off a bit, trying to score as many points he can and just hang on till the end. You know, the last thing he wants to do is make an error himself. And drop a heap of points, but at the same time it can be dangerous doing that as well, because sometimes the best form of defence is attack. So he's worked out his strategy, what he feels best for him, and he's just going to try to get. He doesn't care if he wins by 1 point or 300 points. You know, he just wants to get there at the end. No different to Lounsey. You know, he's. Lounsey's he's got speed on his side. He's got a good run. It's absolutely anyone's game, and let's not discount Davey as well. He did have a good run today, but let's not throw him out of the picture. And I think tomorrow is the biggest day of the championship.
And Craig, of course, you've been in this position too many times, haven't you? Making the mad rush at the end. Is that wearing, or is in fact? I don't know, you'd probably find it fun.
Oh, look, it's one of those things that, we've always had circuits that suit us. Phillip Island suits us. I think that, the times that I finished second behind Jamie is just that we haven't had enough consistent of a year. And I think that we've made too many mistakes throughout the year to fall that little bit short. And I think that, even if you look at this year, as a team, we were probably a little bit off our game mid-season. I think we've worked pretty hard as a team to bounce back, and I think that shows in the pace of the cars in the closing stages of this championship. It's, we know that, as I said, this circuit was going to be good to us. We didn't know, and one of the bogey tracks that we've had is New Zealand, but we actually managed to turn that into a bit of a positive for us. And of course, we go to Homebush in a couple of weeks' time, which we know we've had good results. We've also had some bad results, but all in all, it's a street circuit, and anything is possible. But we'll just keep fighting and see what happens. It's all we can do.
Jamie, can you talk us through two things that happened today? One, the brake problem on the outlap of the first race, and two, the very, very close to a jump start in race 2.
Yeah, so we're just sitting on the grid and heard a pop. Thought the tyre had popped, but then fluid started pumping out of the brake caliper. So made a quick change. You must have popped a seal or something crazy on the grid. And then on the start line, that was close. I just brought the clutch out a bit, and then she started to creep. and then just dipped the clutch just in time before the red light went out. Normally when that happens, it just turns absolutely pear-shaped. You just stuff up your whole rhythm and it doesn't happen. So thankfully enough, I was able to dip the clutch, red lights went out, dump it enough to get a nice launch. So yeah, I won't be doing that. Won't be that close to the limit again. Cheers.
All right, just to update everyone on those two championships, Frosty's still our championship leader, but 209 points back now. Craig Lowndes, 277 back is Reynolds, so he's, 23 points away from dropping out of contention. And the team's championship, Pepsi Max still on top, but just 185 points now between Red Bull Racing Australia with HRT 401 off the pace. Thanks, boys, and we'll see you back tomorrow.